Hollandaise sauce is a sauce known as an emulsion, which is a liquid that contains tiny droplets of oil or fat evenly distributed in a suspension. Hollandaise is a warm emulsion based on a combination of egg yolks and butter. It is a base sauce, otherwise known as a mother sauce. With a couple of additions such as tarragon, a hollandaise sauce is transformed into a béarnaise sauce or a daughter sauce. To make a hollandaise sauce, start by placing a heatproof bowl over a medium saucepan that is a quarter filled with water. The bowl should fit snugly into the pan without touching the water. Lift the bowl to check and remove some of the water if it does. Remove the bowl, cover the pan and bring the water to the boil over a high heat. Uncover and reduce the heat to very low so the water is barely simmering. There should be almost no movement at all. It is important that the water is barely simmering while making the sauce. If it is too hot, the egg yolks will cook too much and the sauce will curdle. Place 3 egg yolks at room temperature and 2 tablespoons of water in the heatproof bowl and place over the pan. Use a wire balloon whisk to whisk the mixture constantly for 3 minutes or until it is thick and pale, has doubled in volume, and a ribbon trail forms when the whisk is lifted. Add 175 grams of unsalted butter, cut into 1.5 centimetre cubes, 1 cube at a time, whisking constantly and adding another cube when the previous one is incorporated completely. It should take about 10 minutes to add it all. If the butter is added too quickly, it won't mix easily with the egg yolks or the sauce may lose volume. At the same time, it is important that the butter is at room temperature and added a cube at a time so that it doesn't take too long to be incorporated. If the sauce cooks for too long, it can curdle. We use unsalted butter for this sauce so we can control the seasoning at the end. If we add salted butter, there may be too much salt in the end sauce. The sauce will begin to thin when you start adding the butter. However, once the emulsion is established, after about the 3rd cube, it will begin to thicken again. It will continue to thicken as the remaining butter is added. You can also use an electric whisk to mix the sauce. This will take the pressure off your wrist and arm and will result in a lighter, aerated sauce with more volume. Use the lowest speed possible so the sauce doesn't become too frothy and spray out of the bowl. It will only take about 4 minutes to whisk in the butter, and it will make about 580 ml or 2 1/3 cups of sauce. Remove the bowl from the pan and place on a heat-proof surface. The cooked sauce should have the consistency of very lightly whisked thickened cream. Whisk in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and season with salt and ground white pepper. Serve immediately. If the sauce curdles or separates, it can be saved as long as it isn't grainy and the eggs haven't set. To save a curdled hollandaise sauce, remove the bowl from the pan immediately. Add an ice cube and quickly place the base of the bowl in cold water to halt the cooking process. Continue to whisk to help cool the sauce and bring it back together. If this doesn't work, place 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice in a medium heat-proof bowl and add 1 tablespoon of the curdled sauce. Whisk until the mixture combines and thickens and the emulsion is reformed. Then whisk in the remaining sauce a little at a time, whisking well after each addition. Hollandaise sauce can be kept warm for up to 30 minutes. Pour the sauce into a clean heat-proof bowl and cover the surface with plastic wrap to prevent a skin forming. Place the bowl into a pot or bowl filled with warm water. Make sure the water is as close to the temperature of the sauce as possible. Keep an eye on the temperature of the water. You may need to remove a little of the water and add extra warm water during standing so the sauce doesn't become cold. Lightly whisk the sauce again before serving.